Christmas is probably one of my favorite seasons of all. As you probably saw from yesterday's video, for 12 days I'll be doing Christmas-themed reviews. Well, this is my first one, and we're going to be talking about the Santa Claus. I'm John Barry, and we're going to be talking about the Santa Claus. I don't know why I said that twice, but we're going with it. So the Santa Claus is 3 films starring Tim Allen as Santa Claus. The best one by far is the first one. And remember, it's not Santa Claus the person, it's Santa Claus the Claus, which is directly lifted from the first film, which I guess it is really the best one of the bunch. I enjoyed them all. These are just fun Christmas movies to watch. The first one I think is the best one in terms of actually the first and the third one actually I think are the best in terms of message. The first and third ones are, in my opinion, the best in terms of message. The first one is, I think, the best in terms of everything, music's actually pretty okay in all of them. But specifically, I'm talking about being the best in terms of just overall being put together as a film. And the second one is, in my opinion, the worst. The redeeming light in the second one is the character of Lucy. She brings this energy that I feel like the rest of the Santa Claus 2 is lacking. It's just lacking some energy, some Christmas cheer, if you will. Yes, it has this message about what Christmas is. That even though everyone does bad things, they still deserve presents. That's okay, but kind of surface level how they did it, and kind of a cop-out way, if you will. But Lucy, she I think the character of Lucy makes the Santa Claus 2 worthwhile. Santa Claus, the first one, it's perfect the way it is. Has some corny moments, if you will. But it is tend to be a bit of a comedy. But it's very good about this. This guy, he becomes the next Santa Claus, and he needs to, his character growth is becoming Santa, realizing there's more to life than what he previously knew. It's quite a good film, if you will. Its set design is probably the only area where I would say it lacks. Some of the background elves also overall they're using child actors for the statue. So it does seem kind of limited, if you will. Really, the 2 main elves, so Bernard in the first 2 and Curtis in the last 2 are really the best elves in terms of acting, which makes sense. You would get very good actors for the forefront ones. And the last one's actually pretty good because there's this message of, Santa Claus balancing family responsibilities and work during the holidays. I mean, that's something, as I understand, a lot of people, especially in the business world, have to deal with. But this is Santa Claus. His job is literally the holiday of Christmas. So how does he balance that in family life? A very good story, and also what does it mean to be Santa is also thrown in there. And of course the entire premise of these movies are what if Santa Claus was bound by a legal clause, which is just an intriguing premise, and I actually quite enjoy them all. I love watching them at Christmas time. They're not my favorite Christmas movies, but if I just need a Christmas movie to laugh and relax to, yeah, I'll probably just throw on the Santa Claus, any of them, just to give it a watch. But I will still maintain that the first one is the overall best. The third one has the best messaging and production. But it's lacking but it's a bit too complex, if you will. You really don't need Jack Frost as an antagonist. The lack of him, literally, the antagonist simply just be the conflicting responsibilities would have been enough. But it was okay otherwise than that. The middle one it just doesn't click as well. I feel like they knew what they were going to do, trying to tell a love story. I'm not a love story kind of guy. Oh, I am, but only when it's not. Basically, you need good love stories work when you get to know both characters before they fall in love. That way you're invested in their relationship. And oftentimes in love stories, I never feel invested in the relationship, so it just falls flat for me. And that's, I think, why I don't like most love stories. I'm not invested in it. Good ones, I get invested in. Oftentimes these are the sort of ones that the ones you don't see coming, or the ones that you're like, why don't the writers just do it already kind of ones. Those we're invested in. But I'm on a side tangent there. But yeah, so this has been my review of the Santa Claus 2, and the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause. So all of them are good. The highlight of the second one is Lucy, in my humble opinion. The first one, as I say, I think is the best one. If you only need to watch one, go for the first one. You could actually skip the second one if you want to. But the third one, I wouldn't. The message, I would stay around for the message. Even if, I would say it's a bit, complicated, if you will, that they could have done this without having the Jack Frost antagonist. It could have worked, and I think it would have been way much better for it. But that's all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it and upvote it. And feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of these films? Do you like them? Do you think they're cheesy? I would just love to hear from you. Also, consider following me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Links are below, along with the links for my Discord server, my website. So go check that stuff out and the other stuff down below if you're so interested. If you haven't subscribed or followed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. I would really appreciate it. Also, consider checking out the video or the playlist on screen now. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.